Hey, my name is Chad. This video, I'm going to try and show off a little bit more of my range area. So anybody that's new, kind of want to show off what my area that I have to kind of practice and train is more like from the point of view of just seeing it all from things that I've added over the last year and take you down into a few places that I have not shown off in quite a while. So we'll just start up here. We are right back. The road is right behind me. I'll show you that in a second, but this is where I've got my skill stage barricade wall built and set up. I got it set here right at the edge of this field, and that allows me to have all the range down there. And then I've got some targets set up in a couple different locations down that way. So we'll go take a look at that here in a second. All right, just to give you a better idea, you're sitting in the middle of the road that separates this field from the field behind you, and this is where I drive in to get to my location. So we're going to head down and take a look at some of the other stuff. Okay, so right here you can see my truck behind me there. This is the road that comes in. Right now we have wheat planted out here, but kind of want to see if you can notice behind me here. Let's just flip around. Okay, so out here in the middle of the field, I've got a spinner. I need to do a little bit of work on that and resituate it. It got moved around some, so my dad could plow and plant wheat out here, but I haven't been using that, so I haven't come down to fix it yet. And you can kind of see some hay bales, and there's a few targets back there. But from where we're at here, it's about 300-ish yards to the road over there. And you can see there's a wheat truck on the other field across the street. You can't see my little PRS skills barricade where we started, but that's right over there. So this is about the midpoint of the field. Okay, so it got to be quite a bit colder today than I thought. My truck is showing 38, and we're sitting in my truck now, but I just want to show you here. So this is where you've seen quite a few times before. Obviously that's the new KYL rack that I've got set up, and then the little round target plate added that backstop to it, so this is a very safe place to shoot. As we continue down the road here, I added that little Magnum popper. That's from Shoot Steel, one of the first targets I got actually. But I use that just to have a place to make transitions. And then as we don't make fun of my windshield, I never take time to clean stuff, and my windshield is very much one of those things I don't clean. So as you can see over here, I've got another little double popper set up just to have additional target. And then this is where I set up my tires. Now this place right here is where it gets kind of cool for my little private range here. So you can kind of see we've got a little bit of a road here, and then there's a little bit of a road here. So down this area is where I cleared my first path, goes all the way down, and I've got targets down there. We're going to run down and take a look at that. Okay, so we're a little ways down this path here, and as you can see, I cleared it out pretty good and wide. I can drive down here if I need to, but where those white targets are at down there, that's right about 740, 745 yards from where I shoot from all the way back at the road. And those are like some IPSC style targets, so like I think 12 or 18 wide, 20 tall. So they're a harder target to hit, but I ran down here pretty quick. Now what's kind of cool, I also have got this other path right here where I made a little clearing back here, and then I set up a steel challenge stage here. I can take these targets down and reposition them on different T-posts if I need to. But I've got a little path here. So once you get down through this little path, I've got a pretty good clearing set up, and I've got a couple other targets already down here. Obviously I haven't been down here in a while because things have fallen down, but that's the legs to a target that I lost when this place flooded the first time. The 2x4 is gone, and it looks like these got kind of beat up sitting here for a while, but I don't know. Haven't made it down here for a while. I've still got some of my little mini targets. The deer and stuff will knock them down, but those are some of my little highly challenging pistol targets. And then one of my rubber targets from Infinite Defense. I got little posts where I set up a couple of these little mini targets, and you can kind of see my main area back through the trees here. But my whole idea with this place was just to take advantage of this bit of land that was not used like ever since my dad's had it. Over here is where I built my kind of dry fire practice area. And this time of year it's nice and clear. There's not weeds growing up everywhere. And then over there's the bigger clearing where everything else is at. So we're just going to cheat and walk through here. Now there's deer tracks everywhere here, so I can definitely tell that the deer have really enjoyed all these open paths that I've made for them to be able to walk through. But you can tell, obviously I've driven through here quite a bit. I cleared the trees out of here with a skid steer and a tree cutting tool, and then just piled them up in piles, and they've been slowly decomposing. But now we're back where we started. We just came out the other side. So, you know, pretty cool. Long range space down there, and then drive down to my pistol and what I call my zero area here. And speaking of, we'll just go ahead and give it a little drive right now. So obviously I typically go very slow through here, but the advantage of this is that I have a quite private area where I can practice at, and I do not have to worry about being disturbed, or it is also rather hard to find. Like if you don't know these paths are down here from driving down the roads, you can't see them. So you really don't notice them until you get up close to it. Once you get here, I've got a really, really large clearing. So once we get down here into the big clearing, I've got Texas Star, just a little target set up there. Sometimes good just to get a couple quick shots in with the pistol. We've got a plate rack set up there. Backstops back behind there. The idea with this is I'd be able to use one backstop and then have two targets in two different directions and use the same backstop. Then I've got all of my more pistol focused stuff down here. I've got a couple swingers, my fancy swinger, and barrels to set up like pistol match stages, and then just a couple random targets and stuff down here. Some of these I take and move around wherever I feel that I need them. A couple targets in the trees, and you can see down that path there, that is where I've got my tires stacked up full of dirt, and I use this for my zero range. It's pretty well protected for wind here with the trees on both sides. And what I typically do is I'll get set up back here next to my little storage area, and that's right at 100 yards. down to where the paper is there. So the first year I had this place, really not too long after I built it, I had all of my stuff kind of set here where these tables are, just on the ground, and a flood completely washed everything away. There's a creek right back here, and I found a lot of my stuff on the other side of the creek in the trees. Like, it was, water was standing about this deep. And this is an old deer stand on some other land that my dad had. He never used it, and it's kind of beat up, so we took it down here, folded it on its side. I built a top for it, and I use this for storage. So underneath the tarp there are things like stakes and cardboard pieces, stapler, a couple tools, like things that you typically would take to the range to use. And I just built myself a little pallet contraption to be able to walk up here and get up on top. After I replace the tarp covering about once a year, every 18 months, it just gets worn out with Oklahoma sun. But I've also got some other random things that I collect with ideas to make different kind of targets stored underneath there, under a tarp. Then I've got my two VTAC walls. That one was covered with a tarp, that one was not. You can definitely tell the color difference between what was covered and not covered. But I've got a really cool open area for pistol, shotgun stuff. And then I usually get set up right here and shoot right down that lane and have my zero area. Hey, if you like getting a look out here at my Freedom Farm, go ahead and get subscribed right down below. Over the next couple months, we are going to be showing hopefully a little bit more of it, but really just me down here as much as I can. Plus, we've got matches galore coming up over the next several months. I know next month I am shooting for 3 matches in March, and I will try to bring you footage from every single one of them. So make sure and get subscribed. It really does help me out, and I super appreciate everybody that does. Okay, I had to throw on some coveralls. It is getting chillier than I expected, but now kind of want to show you a little bit of my normal process and tell you a few more updates. So once I get down here, I park right up next to my little storage area, and then what I'll usually do, I've got a couple things pulled out from my truck, but I'll take my mat and I'll go ahead and get it set up. Benefit of using the same location all the time is that I'm pretty confident on where everything needs to be. So, like, I already know that right at this tree right here is right at like 98, 99 yards. So I typically set up right next to it. That gets me plenty close. I've already got a target on paper down there. I do want to check my zero a little bit just before this upcoming match on Sunday here, and make sure that everything is close. I think last month I was a little bit off. I'm a little worried I won't be able to get a good zero just because I am dealing with the cold and it's getting dark again. Oh, but then I pull out my bag, and then I'll just get my rifle out and we'll get to lay it down and get to work on it. So I'll need 1 mag. I'm gonna be so happy when this time of year is done. I do not do good in the cold, and I'm just miserable every time I've got to get dressed up to be in the cold, when I've got to be outside in the cold. This is definitely my least favorite time of the year. But we make do with it. So I'll get my rifle out, get it all set up, and then we'll do what practicing we need to do. Okay, so I'll come down and get my bag, get it in position. Then typically what I'm gonna do is I'll just go ahead and get like a preliminary look, make sure I'm kind of on target. It looks like I left my reticle on last week. Not too smart. Okay. Make sure my turrets are at 0. In a good position for my target down there, and I'm pretty well set up. So this is kind of my normal process. So I wanted to kind of show everybody that's new a little bit of the area that I have down here. Like I had mentioned in my KYL initial videos for the challenge that I'm going to do when it warms up and we get some longer days out here. You know, once we do the challenge, feel free to bring, you know, pistol, shotgun, whatever you want to have some fun with, and we can come down to like this area, do some more pistol stuff. I can set up to go through the trees where we've got like some run and gun, shotgun, and pistol stages where you've got to be moving and shooting at the same time. So I've got a lot of options available to me out here. And you kind of got to see that it is literally in the middle of a field. And this is why I call it the Freedom Farm. Well, we already had sundown a few minutes ago, so I think we're going to finish it up here. I do want to update everybody. I did go ahead and order 400 cases. So for these matches, I'm going to have, you know, 300 to run the matches that I'm going to probably work through most consistently. And then I'll have another 100 for a spare so I can replace cases as I use them. I might do that. I might just kind of go all the way through 400 and then start back and go all the way through and just keep them all kind of in the same rotation. And then as I lose them, I just am missing them. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I've got the tool in today for primer measuring, so I'm going to do a little better job of initial testing with primer seating depth when I fire form this new brass, and you know, make sure that my current load is going to be good in this one. Do I need to make any slight adjustments? Typically, when you get new brass, you got to make a little bit of adjustments that I have found. So we're going to do that. We're also going to test the primer crush depth and see if I'm already at the best position. If I go a little bit deeper, another 2, 3, maybe 4 thousandths deeper, will I have some slightly better results? Well, I won't bore you with sitting down on the ground and shooting paper, so I know that's not the most interesting. I'm just gonna, like I said, check 0, make slight adjustments if I need to, go visit my dad. He lives pretty close to here, so it's fun coming down here, get to go shooting, load up, go visit my dad. Pretty good day overall. If you see anything down here that you want to get a better look at, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. Happy to show off some stuff. I've tried to show most of this place in other videos, but they have gotten to be rather old videos. So if you see something interesting here, please let me know, and I'll either make a video about it or point you towards the direction of a video where I showed off that particular thing a little bit better. So hope you liked a little bit of look around and a slight update on what's coming up. I do have a match this coming Sunday, so next week we'll try to have a good match review. Hopefully I do decent. It's at the location where I do the worst performance at, so I don't know. We'll see how it all goes, but getting ready for all these super driving and match and work next month is going to be absolutely insane. So make sure you stick around, and we're going to have a lot of fun over these next couple of months. Thank you very much for hanging out with me for a few minutes. I really do hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.